You always know you're talking to someone from New York. We're going to learn that New York dialect. Got a good friend to help me out. Tanner, how are you?
It's good to see you.
Let's start with resonance. Resonance is the quality of sound you get when you speak. In standard English, it's in the middle of the mouth, right about here. Soft part of your cheeks.
The New York dialect is forward and down, right here. The bottom lip protruded. Think a lot of jaw action, all right, when you're doing the New York dialect. Keep working on it, and it'll come to you eventually.
Next is pitch. Now, there's not a big pitch range in the New York dialect.
However, that being said, there's a pitch drop-off often at the end of words. For instance, I'm going down to the store. I don't got a lot of time. You get what I'm saying? You drop off the pitch a little bit. And the New York accent tends to be kind of monotone, all right, when you're talking.
The R drop. In standard English, you got sister, brother. In New York,
hey, that's my sister. You messing with my brother?
in standard English, you got the air sound. But in the New York dialect, it goes to
wear. I ain't gonna wear that to the prom.
the ear sound gets the ia sound. The deer's ear becomes
Deer's ear. The deer's ear.
the or sound goes to ua, like more and bore.
I want some more. What's for dinner? We gonna have some boar?
The R sound goes to ah. The car, the bar becomes
I'm gonna drive my car down to the bar. Get a drink. I feel like a star.
However, when the R sound is followed by a vowel or a Y, you keep the R in there.
For example, I'm gonna park my car in the garage. The R's still there, in the car. The car. I'm gonna park my car in the garage.
Sometimes an R gets thrown into a word. For example,
I saw it. Did you see it? 'Cause I saw it.
in an ethnic, lower class New York neighborhood, you get the ER turning to the OI sound. Like bird and thirsty become
Foisty. The Boyd.
in other parts of New York, you just keep the hard R in the word.
Boyd just stays bird. And thirsty is just thirsty. Hey, I'm thirsty. Look at the bird.
D replaces the T. For example, latter or British equals
Ladder. British.
if you're using a super stereotypical New York accent, sometimes it's cool to use the glottal stop. Now I'll go more into detail on the glottal stop when I talk Scottish, which is a fun accent. But take words like pretty or butter become
Pretty. Butter.
Of course, there's dropping the G in the ing. Playing and singing become
I'm playing and singing. That's all you gotta know.
if you really want to go extreme New York and have a caricature that you want to play, the oi sound, like oil, gets an added R. For instance, oil becomes
Oil. Oh yeah, I'm gonna change the oil. I don't talk like that, but some people do.
the D replaces the voiced and the voiceless TH. The other day becomes
The other day. The other day, I was walking to the park and I saw a pretty girl and I looked up and a boy was up there.
Now in this tutorial, I'm not going to go into detail on the voiced and voiceless TH, but I got a link below that you can get the actual PDF printout and it explains it. It's pretty simple. It's worth it. It's free. I like this one. The short O goes to the ah sound. It tends to be an intense, unrounded sound in the lower part of the mouth, like stop in orange, turn to stop, orange, like that. The ah sound gets stretched out further to the bottom part of the mouth, and it gets like a W in front of it. So lost and flawless become lost, flawless. Hey, I'm lost. I thought this was a flawless plan. You like that? Now the long I gets changed to an oi. It's not as intense as the Cockney, which is another accent I'll go over. But when the I is followed by a voiced consonant, like bribe, or time, or mine, it gets switched to the oi sound. For example, pride, fine, dime. You had a W coming in there? Now again, to remind you, the voiced consonants, I'll list them all on that document. Just hit the link below. You can get a PDF of a hard copy, everything we covered here. When the long I is followed by a voiceless consonant, like pike, it doesn't change at all. It just gets that hard long I. For example, bike, sight, ripe. Really drive into that long I sound. Remember the monotone New York? Go down in pitch at the end of the word. Pike, Mike. You having fun with this? I thought so. So there you go. Tips for the New York dialect. Hey, I hope you guys learned something. Subscribe down below. Leave a comment. Like the video. Thanks, Tanner. Now go out there and practice your New York dialect. And remember, don't be afraid to go big. Exaggerate at first. You can always bring it down. And have fun with it. Play around. Take walks. Talk to yourself. Whatever it takes, get that down. Remember the repetition. See you next time. Thanks for joining us.